All right, guys. Hey, it's Troy with Trapping with Trig. I got my buddy Wyatt today, proud owner of Integrated Tactical, and we're going to do a gun review on this new Uzi that he got in, and it's an awesome gun. I can't wait to get to shoot it on fully automatic, but it's a heavier gun than the other ones we're reviewing for sure. So, Wyatt.
Hey, Troy, thanks for having me back up to the lease. Yeah, this is an Uzi. This is, it's such an iconic gun. I mean, people have seen this in tons of movies. It's just a workhorse. This is kind of your next step up. Remember we did the review of the M11-9? Right. This is a similar gun in the same respect of it's stamped metal. It has an open bolt design, so it shoots from the open bolt. It was designed in the late 40s by a gentleman named Uziel Gal, who was in the Israeli military. They started manufacturing it in the early 50s when the design was finalized. He was one of the first people that actually thought of putting the bolt further back in the gun to make the overall length of the gun shorter. He was also a big proponent of what he called hand-to-hand loading. In other words, you take the magazine, they're loaded, I won't put them in, but you're going from hand to hand. Instead of coming up here somewhere, you're back here in the grip itself. Makes it a little bit easier to load. Again, Uzis are available to own by civilians, fully automatic. They got quite an interesting history. Yeah, so there's basically three main variants that you can own as a civilian in the United States. The first one was manufactured by a company called IMI, basically made in Israel. They were imported into the United States. That's really the gold standard for an Uzi if you're a collector. People want those because there's so few of them. Right. There's maybe 100 of them in the whole country that can be owned by civilians. The next most popular one was made by a company called Group Industries. Group Industries basically started manufacturing Uzis under license in the 80s. And they stamped out a bunch of these, around 4,000 of them. These guns were made by Group Industries for about a year or two, and then they stopped making them after they made about 700 or 800 of them. The remaining 3,200 stamped receivers were sold at auction in the 90s sometimes. Someone bought them, a company called Vector Arms. So basically, if you have a Group Industries Uzi, again, it's a great Uzi to have. If you have one that it says Group Industries, but was made by Vector Arms, it'll have a little Vector Arms stamp right here next to the Group Industries logo. That's how you can tell. Also, the interesting thing about Uzis when you're looking to buy one, if you want a machine gun version, is was it born to be a machine gun? In other words, did it come off the factory line as a machine gun? This one did. You can tell because A, it was made by Group Industries, but also it has the 3 safe, semi, and fully auto. And you can tell that they were stamped at one time off of the die. With a lot of the other ones, the serial number will start SA. This one doesn't. Okay. That means that it was born as a semi-automatic, and later it was converted to a fully automatic. And you'll see that they stamped the A, and it'll look different to the other 2 letters.
Gotcha.
So when you're looking for an Uzi, you really want to look and make sure that you know what you're getting. These start off $11,500, $12,000, something like that. And then they'll go up 15, 16 if you can find a nice IMI one, which is obviously the one everyone wants.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, good deal. Okay, Wyatt, what I want you to do next, if you will, show us how easy this is to assemble. I was blown away at how easy it is to assemble and put back together.
Oh, strip and field clean, super easy.
Awesome.
Let's do it.
Okay, Wyatt, show us how this thing disassembles.
All right, so obviously we got some loaded mags here. Let's make sure those are far away. We don't want any accidents. I got another barrel here that I'll show you as well that is the shorter barrel. So the first thing that you do is you let the bolt go. In order to do that, you need to take it off safe. You need to make sure that this grip safety is depressed, otherwise it won't shoot. It is unloaded. So it's super easy. All you do is there's a little clip right here on the top. You push that back, you take this piece of stamped metal off the top. You're now inside the gun itself. This is the bolt. You take the bolt and the spring off. Just take it out like that. And if you ever needed to do a barrel change, you just literally unscrew the front like that. And you can change the barrel without actually taking anything else apart. And the barrel just pulls out. Then you can put in another barrel if you want. You can see this one's a little bit shorter. Some people think it looks cooler.
Right.
And then you literally just put your bolt back in, make sure it's orientated the right way, pull it back like that. You clip this underneath the front there, and you basically push that, click it back. It's ready to go again.
Wow.
It is that simple. So in terms of maintaining it, cleaning them, super easy to field strip. You can do it like we did out here while you're at the range shooting. Obviously, like we said, make sure your ammo is always far away from your gun. You don't want any accidents. The other thing about machine guns, keep them clean, keep them oiled up. You know the old saying, a dirty gun that's oiled up will shoot, but a clean gun, squeaky clean, no oil, you're gonna get feed jams.
Right, all day long. Good deal. All right, let's shoot this baby and have
some
some fun.
Let's have some fun. Some people say that this is a boring gun to shoot. What you'll notice is from the M11, this is a much slower cycle rate. This shoots around 600 rounds a minute. You'll know when you start shooting it. I love it. I think it's just such an iconic gun. You can either shoot it from the hip. You've sometimes seen that in movies. Right. Or if you want to shoot it from the shoulder, this is actually the shoulder brace. In order to deploy the shoulder brace, give it a slap, pull it back. And then you can obviously shoulder it. You can look through. You can see your front sight post there. You can get down and shoot it. Some people don't like this. It's kind of a flat piece of metal on their cheek. So some people will tend to hold their head up a little bit to stop that just kind of digging into them. Other people get creative and put a little padding here or something. Obviously, you got to keep taking the padding off when you put it back, in the undeployed position. But there you go. So it's basically the same as the M11-9. You put the magazine in the grip, give it a good slap, and then pull it back slightly. That's it. All right, and it's obviously cocked back. It's open. Same thing. It's an open bolt gun. Treat it with respect. If you're going to stop shooting halfway through a magazine, keep it pointed in a safe direction. Take the magazine out. Gotcha. All right, you want to do a couple on semi?
Yeah, let's do it. Yeah, that was awesome. That was a lot more. I felt like I had a lot more control than the M11 for sure. That was a lot slower. I guess it's the rate of the bullets going out, but I felt like even when I had it on automatic, I had a lot more control.
Yeah, it's definitely a lot more controllable. Like I said, very slow cycle rate compared to other things like the M11. And funny note about the M11, if your viewers want to see us shoot it really fast, there's actually a little device called a Mac Jack. We'll put another video up just shooting the M11 with a Mac Jack. It'll shoot that M11 about double the cycle rate that we were shooting earlier.
Wow, and that's already so much faster than this one.
So it'll bring it up to around 1,800 rounds a minute. It's fast.
Wow.
It throws them out the front.
Awesome. Yeah, this is a good gun. I like it.